Hey kids, on today's episode we're asking, is it okay for you to get angry at your ex-husband for feeding your 7-year-old vegan daughter chicken nuggets? G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole. Now if you love today's bloody good content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and get ready for it because it is not pretty. Let's go. Am I the asshole for being upset that my ex-husband fed our vegan daughter chicken nuggets? My ex and I were vegan. I became vegan when we moved in together because he was vegan and he didn't like there being animal products in the house. I learned more about the way food was made and I agreed. I was vegan while I was pregnant and we've raised our daughter vegan for the past 8-ish years. We divorced 15 months ago as he was not faithful, but while he was a terrible partner to me, he loves his daughter and during this time I've tried to be a good co-parent. Yesterday, I picked up my daughter from her dad's house. He wanted to keep her late because he and his partner were going to take the kids to a matinee of Frozen. So it's dinner time when I'm getting her. As we are driving home, she says she's hungry. I offered her my purse apple. I should have packed better car snacks for the ride, but she spies the golden arches out the window. She has a full-blown meltdown demanding chicken nuggets. We get home, and she's like blowing snot bubbles, she's so enraged. She howls her way through a bowl of leftover soup. Honestly, I think I was just being an arsehole at this point because we have chicken nuggets in the freezer that I could have made, but rewarding that kind of a tantrum seems like bad parenting. She hates me. I'm a terrible mom. Dad would have let her eat chicken nuggets. She wore herself out, crying. She was upset when she woke up this morning, asking if I hated her because she ate meat. Obviously not. I spent the entire drive to school reassuring her that I'm not angry with her, but that I was surprised that she wanted them. I also reiterated that I wasn't happy with her behavior of screaming and hollering when she didn't get what she wanted. I understand that sometimes our emotions feel big, but we have to try and be in control of them and not the other way around. But I am effing pissed because I wasn't aware our hitherto vegan daughter was now eating meat, and I feel like that's a decision that I should have been informed about. I called him after she went to bed, and he told me I was being uptight, and he didn't tell me because he knew that I'd overreact. I'm controlling and I don't need to be privy to every single thing he does when our daughter is with him. I am effing mad. There are vegan options at McDonald's. He didn't have to feed her chicken, but since he did, I would have appreciated a heads up. Also, for a dude who gave me a hard time for craving Oreos, which are frickin' vegan, while pregnant with her, I'm kind of annoyed that he's shoveling crap in her mouth, hand over fist, taking her to McDonald's every week. I'd always felt like when she became old enough to choose her diet, I'd let her make her own decisions. If she wants to eat chicken nuggets, I would give it to her. But I feel wildly frustrated that he unilaterally made this choice. I feel like I should have been made aware. I try to keep him updated on her stuff when she's with me. Am I the arsehole? Now in the comments, honestly, you're the arsehole. I would say that he should have told you, but obviously you would have flipped your lid about it. Clearly she wants to eat meat, and she's old enough to make her own decisions, to some extent, in regards to what she wants to eat. When she's older and can comprehend more fully the nuances of the issue, she may choose to go back to veganism or vegetarianism, etc. Or maybe she won't. But she is an individual, not property, and she should be allowed to make some decisions for herself. I think you could choose to continue feeding her vegan food when she is with you because you are not ethically comfortable preparing or purchasing it. But be prepared she may not understand that and be somewhat resentful. But I don't think you should control whether or not she eats meat when she is not in your presence. And edit, honestly you won't be able to control whether or not she does, so forcing it will only strain your relationship with her and potentially incite her to lie or sneak. And someone replies to that, quote, I mean, don't omnivores by nature make their kids follow their diets? How is that different? As a parent, you feed your kid what you eat and you make choices about their food based on what you think is healthy for them. You don't let them decide what they get to eat. You make the food. Just an FYI, this is what the OP said to me. It really seems that they're treating their kids like property and are not taking account of the fact that everyone is an individual. That's moving a goalpost if I ever saw one. Not the asshole. Everyone seems very focused on the vegan thing, but I don't think that's what this is actually about. It seems like he encouraged you to participate in a certain lifestyle when you were together. Vegan, but also Oreo-less, so presumably he was very health conscious, and then changed his mind. Which is fine, except the understanding was that you both had decided to raise your child the previous way, and he didn't inform you when that changed. It's about communicating with your co-parent. And OP replies to that, he was super health conscious. I'd get reamed out for buying non-organic bananas. It was awful while pregnant because he monitored literally everything I ate for the baby. I'm upset that he chose not to communicate this with me. I try to communicate openly with him about things that she does with me during my days and tend to give him a brief 2 to 3 point summary when we do our exchanges. i.e., she had an upset tummy on Tuesday. She did well on her math test. She likes her new dance teacher. Even if it's dumb stuff. And he's out here in the streets giving her McNuggets and keeping it a secret? Well, he has a history of being a lying, cheating asshole. So does it really surprise you that he'd be dishonest, secretive, and hypocritical whenever it suits him to be? And now onto the update. This is an update to a post I made almost 2 years ago about my ex-husband altering our daughter's diet to include meat without telling me. So the kiddo experimented with meat some. We were actually kind of fortunate this happened before quarantine and lockdowns, because we could still visit my parents who are meat eaters and who do cook that kind of food and give her some better options to choose from. She liked beef, but also really likes cows. Favorite animal after cats at the moment, so decided she didn't want to eat that. She didn't like fish, which didn't take me as a huge surprise, because 9-year-olds can be picky like that. The thing she likes the most is breakfast sausage. On Saturdays, we often go to a local cafe and pick up breakfast, a new tradition we picked up last spring as a mental pick-me-up for us during quarantine. If she's feeling like it, she'll occasionally order something with sausages. I tried cooking breakfast for her during our lockdown, but it was not a success. Oh, and eggs. Which makes huge sense because, vegan egg substitutes are crap, and Grandma makes really good scrambled eggs, probably the food I miss the most. We cook those together maybe once a week, and she says she's getting pretty good at it. We still eat primarily plant-based because that's how I cook and is what's cheapest, letting us have some nice luxuries like eating out on Saturdays. So that was the resolution of the meat thing while she's in my custody. We are happy with the solution. Now in the comments, I'm glad the story ended well. If you're going to start eating meat, I can't imagine a lower quality option than McDonald's chicken nuggets. Your breakfast tradition sounds nice. Glad to hear you are being supportive of your daughter's explorations and giving her a safe space to try out what she's comfortable with. For purely gossip-related follow-up, is her dad still with Mandy of the 3 kids, and does she still have to share her bed? And OP replies, he's still with that partner. They are TTC. I ratted him out to his parents who read him the riot act about how weird the sleeping arrangement was, and they bought him a bunk bed situation, single over double, so she gets her own cot up top when she visits, while the siblings continue to sleep Willy Wonka style on the bottom. My daughter hasn't gone on a rotation since a very bad Christmas visit, so she visits her paternal grandparents instead now that they're vaccinated. They're trying to conceive? They don't have enough room for the kids they have, and his daughter has had issues in the household, and they're trying for another. As per his mother, they are following the age-old logic of, if we have a baby, we'll be too busy to fight with each other. Oh my god, that is one of the most horrible things I've ever heard. I hope they don't succeed in that, because that would be a horrible environment for a child to be born into. And OP replies, I know. She told me, and my eyebrows just about shot off my face. And then we laughed and laughed and laughed because it is just so dumb. Like, this woman had 3 children already, and straight-faced told my ex-mother-in-law that she thinks the reason they fight is they have too much free time. Oh my god, Even if they did have free time, they should pick up a hobby, not another whole damn kid. Am I the asshole for saying I don't know when my mum asked if she was invited to an event? I'm in high school and part of the marching band. Next Saturday, we are doing a band banquet. Basically, what is going to happen is for about 2 hours, the entire band is going to get together, have fun, eat band burgers and homemade jambalaya, honor the seniors, give them a parting gift, and do band awards. The awards are just things like cutest band couple or most memorable band member, etc. And because of COVID, we can only bring 2 guests. This is where the issues begin. On Tuesday, I get a paper saying I won an academic award. This is something else that has nothing to do with the band, it's a school thing. I tell my mum about the award, and she is excited. She asks if she can go, and I say of course. Then she asks about the band banquet. I stand there and she's staring right at me, and I say, I don't know. She then frowns and says, well, if I don't go, I'm not bringing you. She then stomps to her room and takes her shower. I'm thinking she's just a little aggravated, maybe had a long day. I was so wrong. She gets out and she is pissed. Before I go take my shower, I give her the TV remote so she can fix the volume if need be. I turn around and she throws the effing remote across the room and almost breaks my brother's fish tank. I don't want the effing remote. And then she gets out of her chair and slams the door to her room. I go to take my shower, and she's still pissed at me, locked in her room. And my brother shows me something. She sent him a huge wall of text of her saying that she's upset because I'm hurt, okay? I try to do everything right, but I guess I'm not. Or y'all are embarrassed by me. So it just hurts that he doesn't want me at his stuff, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. My brother asked if she was mad at him. I will not go to stuff, and I will not ask questions anymore, but be warned, just don't expect me to say yes or go out of my way anymore. I'm tired of being hurt and used. She has not talked to me since, and any time I'm in the living room, she just sits in her chair, saying nothing and giving me the silent treatment. So am I the asshole for saying I don't know when my mom asked if I was going to invite her to an event? Edit. I would like to clarify this is not an event that you would invite a parent to. It is more of an event for band students to get together since we haven't all met up since football season. Inviting my mom to this event would be like inviting her to prom. This isn't like a graduation ceremony. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I believe I'm not the asshole because all I did was say maybe if I would invite my mum to an event after agreeing to her going to another event, and because of this, she threw something in my direction and is acting like a spoiled brat. Now in the comments, not the asshole. Your mum is overreacting and being a drama queen. There is nothing wrong with you not having an answer when put on the spot, especially if you legitimately hadn't had a chance to think about it yet. Your mum also needs to realize that as a teenager, you have friends and a life outside of the family. It's okay to want to invite your friends and other relatives to these events. Hasn't she heard that parenthood is a thankless job? There are 2 things to expect from teenagers. They don't think you are cool, and they are not good at showing appreciation. Her reaction is entirely inappropriate for a mum. A child is not responsible for a parent's feelings. Not the asshole. Does your mum have a history of reacting this way? You didn't have the information. And OP replies, yeah, she always has overreacted to things. Like during summer last year, we were playing a card game, and I called her out the multiple times she broke the rules. She then quit mid-game, called me a whiny little tramp just like my father, and stormed off into her room. Your mum called you that? Are your parents together? It's messed up anyway. More messed up if your parents are together. It is abusive to talk to your child like that. Your mum sounds like I can't say it here. And OP replies, they divorced back when I was in 2nd grade. I think my dad is an asshole and definitely don't prefer him, but it's not a one-off occurrence for her to say something along those lines when we argue. Do you think your dad is an asshole because of what your mum says about him? Does your dad say bad things about your mom? Divorced parents should not do that to their kid. And OP replies, when he did live with us, he would go do things like go get food for himself, walk over me and my brother ignoring us, and then locking himself in his room. Or one time he got a new phone, and when we asked him to play with us, he said no and stayed in his room all day. Now back to the post, edit 2. So the situation is sort of resolved. Thank you for your support, everyone. Here is what happened. We had a little talk, and she asked for definitive yeses and nos for what I invited her for. I said yes to a concert on Monday and the award ceremony on Wednesday, and no to the banquet. She then went on to explain how she was hurt that I don't want people who supported me throughout the year to show up to the event, which according to her is just an award ceremony. And that's the only important part. It's not, it's a small part of the event. I should understand why she wouldn't want to bring me. She is not going to go out of her way anymore to do stuff for me, and I need to start getting used to being told no, and that she isn't always going to be there for me to crap on her. If none of my friends show up, I need to use that and reflect upon the fact that there are 2 people at home who want to support you, but you don't want to. No apology, but this is behind us for the most part. Now she's upset over some chore stuff and me being a bit lazy and not picking a few things up. Once again, thank you for all of your support. And edit 3, I have made a decision that I really did not want to make. After thinking about it, I have no other way to get there. So most likely, I'm not going to be able to go to the banquet, which absolutely sucks. I really wanted to go, and it's something I don't want to miss, but if I can't get there, I can't get there. And now on to the update. Little recap. A few days ago, I asked if I was in the wrong when I said, I don't know, when my mum asked about using one of my guest tickets for her. She overreacted, and y'all decided I was not in the wrong. Well, I want to give a little update because it turns out I've screwed up, and this could have all been avoided, and I'm partially in the wrong. So I got the tickets from my band director for the event today, and they said in the envelope was 3 tickets, 1 for you and 2 for family. The reason I wasn't sure about inviting her was because the event didn't seem like an event to invite parents to, especially since only 15 minutes of the 2-hour program would have anything to do with me. It is mostly for the seniors. It's too late to apologize and invite her now, and I don't even want to anyway because Saturday we had a talk. I told her that she was invited to 2 other events, but this one I wanted to go to by myself or with friends. She said that she will not bring me, and I made my decision, and I will have to live with it. That if you end up over there by yourself, you can just remember that there were 2 people who wanted to support you that you didn't care about, and I'm not always going to be there for you to crap over me. She's still upset over it because this morning I got a text from her explaining how she was proud of me for making symphonic band, but didn't want to tell me because she wasn't sure how to act because of how I was treating her. She never apologized for her throwing the remote or the temper tantrum that she threw, and I don't have any way to get to the event. She refuses to take me, my only friend who can drive is going to be out of town, my grandpa is in bed with his gout flaring extremely bad, he can't even walk, and it would take about an hour to walk to and from. So thanks everyone who talked to me and tried to help me about the situation, but now that I know this, I understand if you'll believe I was also partly in the wrong. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for me not understanding what was going on, making judgments before I had enough information, and overall just being stupid. I just can't believe this is the one thing that will actually just more or less completely ruin our relationship of all things. Now in the comments, no, you did not F up. Your original answer, I don't know, was exactly right. You didn't know. Everything that happened afterwards is on your mum for reacting like a child instead of an adult and a parent. If she had instead acted reasonably and followed up with, "Can you find out and let me know," or something, then you would be inviting her right now and everything would be copacetic. Honestly, your mum seems so unreasonable here. Is she normally like that? And OP replies, yeah, she gets unreasonable like this every time we get into an argument. Normally I'm in the wrong too, but she always overreacts. Quote, normally I'm in the wrong too. I doubt this very much. The story you are telling with this post is a counterexample. If you take nothing else out of this thread, at least realize that your mother has once again convinced you that you were in the wrong when you weren't. You were being emotionally manipulated. Your mother is an expert at making you feel guilty. She has you convinced that this whole band trip incident, in which a grown woman threw a violent temper tantrum and pouted like a literal toddler, is a both sides were wrong situation because a teenager said something slightly insensitive. Those two things aren't even worthy of being in the same conversation, yet she has you feeling guilty over it. You cannot continue taking what your mother says seriously for your own sake. Get opinions from outside sources. Friends or family or even internet strangers are better than letting her convince you that you are constantly at fault for everything. I want to tell you this with so much kindness and love, but your mum's behavior is abusive. You deserve all the love in the world, and I am sending compassion your way. And OP replies, thank you. I actually need this at the moment. Anyway guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you did like it, tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below, and make sure to just interact with everyone in this community. I love each and every one of you that I get to see on a daily basis. And don't forget, if you are a Patreon subscriber, I love you. You're on the screen right now with the YouTube members as well. If you see yourself, give yourself a pat in the back. You guys help me continue this YouTube journey. You keep me going. I see you guys everywhere. I see your messages, and thank you so much for supporting me. I really love every single one of you. But with that all said, I'm going to be signing off now, guys. I hope you have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.